Good evening. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Steven Steele Live. Good to see each and every one of you tonight. Welcome, Lady Doge, Jamie R, Slayblaze, Robbie, Gustavo, Kyle, Dogecoin, Tweet, MM, Elvin, Kyle, Slow of Despair, Northwoods Peachtree, of course, Stuart, and Gary, and Green Eras, Look to Leap, Jane Garner, Gustavo, welcome all. This is your man, Steven Steele, coming to you live on this week night. All right, feeling good. Let's just get settled in here. If you haven't hit that like button, you guys, please take a split second of your time to do that. It takes just a moment, and it's the number one thing you can do to help a new and emerging channel like this one get up into those tricky YouTube algorithms. So if you guys could just, if you haven't hit that like button, you could just take a moment to do that. That'd be much appreciated. And for those of you who've never been here before, well, welcome. Glad you found us. And if you feel compelled to super chat throughout the show, that feature is now enabled now that we are officially a YouTube partner. So yes, welcome to Doge After Dark. Dogecoin poised for all-time highs, and we are going to be discussing why that very well may be, and all the ins and outs of that, and so much more tonight here on the show. And good to see you guys. At this time, I would like to bring in my special guest once again to fill out the first half of the evening. Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. Nick, what is up, dude?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's get ready to Doge.
I love it. So, Nick, how you feeling today? What's going on?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah, it's been a pretty decent day for the market. We've had a lot of good news today. I've seen some pretty positive movement in the charts that I'm really liking. I always, pretty much every time right before I come on, I always get done watching what's the guy's name, Miles G Investments. If you guys don't, or if you guys like technical analysis, he's really good with TA stuff for Doge, and he is predicting a breakout before next Saturday to the 68-cent level. And I would tend to agree, and everything is kind of coming together.
And who predicted the 68-cent level? You said, and what time frame about?
His name is Miles G Investments. I've been following him for since Doge kind of first took off.
Yep.
I've talked to him as well. He's a very cool dude. I'd love to have him on here sometime.
Right.
Just to pick his brain, if anything.
Right.
He was originally like a stock guy, and he moved into crypto, and he's been, I think he owns a brokerage or works for he's getting his, he's becoming a licensed broker, so he actually can give financial advice. And yeah, very smart dude. But yeah, he is looking at the charts, and he says that we should be at about 68 cents before the, that would be the run up into Elon going on to SNL.
Gotcha. Start things off strong with a couple super chats. Awesome. First super chat of the night from Just Wrench It for $5. Thank you, Just Wrench It. Really appreciate your support. And they say, buy Doge, hodl, repeat. This is a message that I often echo here, and Nick on the show as well, obviously, since 2014. So thank you for your support of the show.
I lived that life.
Just wrenching, kicking things off with the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much. And then followed by Robbie Gilchrist for 25 Canadian. What is the equivalent of the dollar called in Canada?
I'm
gonna look. I should know this. I feel really silly. I think it's just the Canadian dollar. I think it's just the Canadian dollar. So yeah, 25 Canadian dollars. Thank you. And thank you for your support all the way from Canada, Robbie. I'm actually in the northern Midwest, so I guess I'm not that far from Canada. But Robbie, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate your generous super chat, really kicking things off here nicely. Hugely appreciated. Then Look to Leap. We got the triple coming in. Look to Leap That's a name I've seen in the chat night after night. Thank you for your regular viewership and your support, Look to Leap, for that $5 super chat. And Look to Leap says, tell your friends about this stream. Well, gosh, we're not going to argue with that message. I completely concur. That's great advice and a great super chat. Yes, tell your friends about this stream. That's the number one thing you can do, honestly, aside from just the basics, from liking and maybe sharing the video. But thank you for that super chat, Look to Leap. And Larry Ramirez, one of my mods. Thank you so much, Larry, coming in for a $2.99 super chat. We are starting off strong. I love it, guys. It's good to see you guys. Welcome. Who else we got coming in now? Andrea K, Cuban Trucker, Bang Stun. Welcome back. All right, guys. Good to see you guys. Lady Doge, of course, and Celeste snuck in there somewhere along the lines. Thank you, Celeste, Celeste and Larry for your mod duties as usual. So before I took a break to deal with those super chats, you were saying about Miles. Continue where you left off there.
Yeah. Like I said, I've followed Miles for quite some time now, and he is pretty bang on. He uses a piece of software that I was actually kind of piggybacking off of for a while. That was created by another YouTuber known as CryptoFace.
Yep.
The software is known as Market Cipher, and it was specifically created for Bitcoin. It works on pretty much any asset, but it's more geared towards decoding the crypto markets, and Market Cipher has been actually better at predicting Doge price levels than it has at Bitcoin. So I mean, it's $1,500. It's not cheap for Market Cipher, but if you're going to be day trading it, it's probably worth having. But either way, you could just watch Miles G investment videos and figure it out from there. But he says we should be looking to the 68-cent level if we do see that would be what I would not consider that a run up at this point. Going from 30, I know that would be basically 2xing, but for Doge 2xing is like I guess like 6 or 7xing on a regular. It's just like another day,
right?
You know?
Right.
That's not that crazy. So yeah, I think 68 cents is a good level. Somebody just super chatted 68 cents would be great. What's a good profit take percentage? That depends on what your buy-in price is, what you're currently holding. And yeah, 69 cents would be sweet. I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin Hewitt, for that super chat, $1.99, and then George Guy coming in with $4.99 super chat. Thank you, George. Really appreciate that. 68 cents sounds good, but 69 would be sweet. Yeah, we like the number 69 around here, and the 420 as well. Both these numbers seem to get a lot of use and referencing throughout the Doge scene. So. And so thank you both, George and Kevin, for your super chats. Bigly appreciated. Thank you so much. And Nick, so basically what you're saying is this guy has a pretty good track record as far as his history of predictions within the crypto space and stocks, or?
Correct. Yeah, and he runs his own I don't know, kind of similar to Matt Wallace. Like he has his own Discord and Patreon where you can pay to get, market updates and whatnot.
Sure.
He was the only person that I know of who correctly predicted the initial run up from the 8-cent level to the 45-cent level. Now he didn't call it like bang on. Once it got going, he didn't know where it was going to stop, and no one did. But he knew the day that it was going to happen, and he was correct about timing and intervals and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Miles G is a good guy to follow. I also recommend. I always tell everybody about Napoleon Macro. Napoleon Macro is great for just straight technical analysis. He does not pay attention to any of the stuff that we pay attention to, meaning like Elon tweets and all that kind of stuff. He just analyzes the chart. So if you're looking for good, like real technical data, Napoleon's a great guy to go to as well.
Yeah, nice. And thank you for those. For those suggestions. It's always difficult finding those sources, right? I have a very short list of guys too that I follow for market predictions, and it's a very short list, you know, because
exactly.
Many times, see, the thing is on this show, like, obviously I'm very bullish and I'm optimistic about the future of Doge, but you know, even at that, I always preface it with, you never know at the market, and that's why it's just, this isn't just by nature, crypto is not safe, you guys. It's just not. But all we can do, but all we can do within that frame, right, is we can assess probability now. We can assess what we can make pretty good educated guesses on things that we feel are higher probability and things that are lower probability of accelerating and succeeding. And there are a number of ways of going about that to assess that. And so that's what we do here. And that's how Nick arrived to the place where he is, specifically in regards to Doge. And that's how I arrived, obviously, in this space too. And many of you as well. And so we just try to give you the most transparent takes we can on why we're optimistic about Doge. And I think we make a pretty, night after night on here, make a pretty sound, logical cases repeatedly why we in different ways why we feel this way. And what's cool is different things keep happening every day to either vindicate the things we thought were going to happen with this coin, or we've even, in my case, it exceeded my expectations. If you were to told me 1 month ago that I'd be looking at a Dogecoin chart in my show pushing 32 cents, I would have said highly, highly unlikely, you know, but here we are, right? So let's see, Mike, welcome to the show, Mike. Is the Nick on the screen doing the is the Nick on the screen doing cardio today?
I know what he's talking about. The guy in the corner. That's hilarious. I did not.
Oh, wait, that's that's Nick in the lower corner. That's Nick. That's Nick. That's a video loop of Nick in the lower left-hand corner, and that's me in the upper left-hand corner.
Running into the universe.
Yeah, the running man. Yes. That's good. Bang Stun says, I'm calling 42 cents on by May 1st. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, I heard a couple. He might have tweeted at me that prediction as well. Somebody else tweeted me something very similar prediction. And this is what I mentioned the other night. I believe that we will see these little steps that we're taking right here, like a little step up to the 32 cent level, a little step up to the 34 cent level. We'll see that over the next over the next week, essentially, leading up to the SNL appearance. We might see the day before next Saturday, we might see a large increase in volume leading into that, or it just might be a gradual buildup. And again, you know, if we step up those levels on a more consistent basis, instead of like seeing a giant surge up, I would prefer to see a gradual step stair up to a higher level of hopefully support. And then after the SNL appearance, you know, hopefully we can turn that into that new all-time high into a new floor. And, you know, if that's the case, yeah, I mean, you know, I keep telling people this, Doge is worth $1 right now as it stands. And I wouldn't sell a single Doge until we're well over $1. And believe it or not, there are already large multi-billion dollar short positions being placed on Doge at $1. Meaning if any other multi-billionaire is going to try and take profits and push Doge's price up, they're going to have to do it significantly and almost to the tune of double to make back to liquidate the short position holders. So that's a really strong sign. That's a really strong sign. Could you maybe, I mean,
I of course know what that means and what that infers, right? But could you maybe even break that, what you just said there, down even a little bit more into layman's terms for more of the people in the chat?
Yeah, so it just for the basic people who might not understand like how markets flow, money flow, and orders and whatnot are placed, short, long positions, whatnot. There are people, multi-billionaires right now, who are betting that Doge will, when Doge hits $1, it will tank, essentially. People people right now are using billions of dollars of leverage to bet that when Doge hits $1, it will tank. To offset that, there are people who stand to gain billions and billions of dollars if they can increase the price to well over $1 and liquidate those who are holding those bets against Doge. So it's basically like it's essentially just like a game at a casino. Like you're betting that the price of something's going to go down. The other guy is going to bet that the price of something is going to go up. And either side, to make any significant amount of money, basically has to double whatever their especially it's really more of the short position. The short position has to double what their prediction is, and the longs, to liquidate the shorts, have to essentially do the same thing. There's just less risk involved. So yeah, like I said, I'm telling everybody, I'm telling everyone I know, Doge, as it currently stands, just like Papa Upshot says, we're like 2 or 3 months back in actual price of what it's trading, based off of what it's trading at. So as we are right now, Doge is $1 or a little more. And if the bulls win this market, which they clearly do have control, we will see Doge well over $1. And $1.50 is probably realistic. I mean, $1.50 would probably be acceptable. I mean, we might even within this year or shortly into next year, depending on how fast this market moves, we might see $2 Doge, and that might not be that far away.
Wow, these are extraordinarily optimistic outlooks here and predictions. I don't know if I agree with those or not, but you really have been laying down a strong case for them night after night here. I certainly think it's inside the realm of possibility where I wouldn't have thought these projections were inside the realm of possibility a month ago, but now I do. I agree with you when you say that the parabolic trends for Doge, when it does break out, it's upwards of 400 or 500%, correct?
Yeah, and that's on the low end,
right?
Like 500% increase in every pump. That's like a pessimistic, like the last. Okay, so when Doge went from 7 cents to 45 cents, that's like I don't know what the what's that? Yeah, that's like that's a 700% gain. So 500% is probably on the downside. And why I say that, we will see if Doge breaks through $1, it's not going to be like a small breakthrough $1. It's gonna smash through $1 because it's going to require that momentum to hold back the bears who are holding those short positions. It's going to take a lot more money than we have originally anticipated. And this listen, we're cruising at 40 billion right now. If you don't think that there aren't major market makers in the Doge market right now, you're kidding yourself. There is big money in this market right here. It's not a joke anymore, guys. It's a serious. I heard BitBoy Crypto. I was watching his stream today, and BitBoy Crypto said it perfectly. I mean, BitBoy used to joke around about Doge,
right?
And he said it today. He's like, guys, this isn't a joke anymore. This is, we're talking about $40 billion circulating right now with 4.75 billion traded today. That ain't a joke. That's a lot of money. And if you don't think that there's people who are betting they're going to make even more money, you're out of your mind. This market is going up and fast, real fast.
Yeah. And I think you're right. And it's a really good sign when BitBoy Crypto starts jumping on the Doge wagon and starts recognizing this, because he's one of the kind of like the last main holdouts, right? And I think he's the most popular crypto show on the internet, right?
Oh, but by view count and subscribe, yeah, definitely.
Right. So
his portfolio is also baller AF. His portfolio is sick. He holds everything except our favorite coin, SafeMoon. I don't think he has that, but yeah, I mean, he pretty much has a position in everything. I think the last time he did a portfolio review, it was like 40 million valuation, maybe a little bit more, or maybe a little bit less now. Somewhere around.
Wow, amazing.
Somewhere around 40 million.
Yeah, we're seeing a bigger and bigger sea shift in people's perception of Doge, particularly over this last week, right? We're seeing not only more celebrities jumping on, and not that celebrities are everything, because they're not. And I don't think you should base your coin off of that kind of thing. But the fact that so many are piling on now, it certainly doesn't hurt at all. And and now we're getting bigger and bigger names in finance beginning to recognize Doge for the powerhouse potential that it has. And so even people who were once skeptical or just kind of on the fence, that are bigger names in finance, are seeming to just jump on board now. We've established proof of concept over and over again. So those folks who are just kind of on the fence, not sure how to feel about it, are coming into the fold now, which is great. Ivan in the chat says, welcome, Ivan. Says, am I the only one still holding? My man, I would wager probably about 95% of this room is holding.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you're in the right spot. And welcome, Esteban. I like that. That's the Spanish version of my name. Esteban, welcome. And Jesus Dominguez says, are these companies announcing Doge and other cryptos as a form of payment leads me to believe that there's a 75% chance Elon will announce Tesla will start to accept Doge soon? Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, I think that's a really high probability. I've always thought that it's just a matter of time before Elon announces that Doge will be a form of payment for Tesla. Yeah, absolutely. SG says, President Steve, too much responsibility for me. I got enough. But maybe if I filled it out with a really nice cabinet, I'll have Nick Balls on, right? Nick Balls would be my VP. So
cool. Yeah.
Maybe if Nick Balls would run with my VP, and I would definitely put. I don't know if I'd appoint Elon to anything, because I think I like where he's at right now, right? So,
sure.
But who knows? I would definitely put together the most awesome cabinet, though. You can bet on that. Thank you, Tony Hall. Thank you, Money Pit Collection. Definitely seen some new names in here. So welcome, guys. Welcome. If it's your first time here, welcome. Happy to have you. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, feel free to hit that subscribe and join us. We're building out a great community here. This channel, I thought it was about 3 weeks old, but I looked, and I was looking on my video history after I got off the air last night, and I've been on a month. Which is still not that long. But
you were cruising into 2K.
Yeah.
You're going to be at 2K like tomorrow.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that much, but for a channel that's only been going for a month, that's actually pretty good.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, so we are, compared to the average, we are accelerating very quickly. So we want to have you a part. I want to have you a part of the show. I want to have you a part of this community. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And yeah, we're building out just a great positive group of people, and we want to have you along for the ride to the moon. And if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the show, that you can do that obviously through YouTube or the Stream Elements link pinned at the top of the chat. And Nick and I prioritize those comments and questions and answer them to the best of our ability. Anyway, so Esteban says, Steven, you have an amazing beard. I wouldn't say it's that amazing, but I'm glad you think so. I appreciate that. I just keep it trimmed pretty close to how you see in the avatar there. Sometimes I let it go a little shaggier, but I like to kind of keep it trim. It's not a big, long, majestic, like God in the sky beard. It's more of like a Miami Vice beard.
Yeah, I wish I could grow a beard like that, man. I end up looking like homeless Johnny Depp when I grow facial hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just get like a crappy goatee.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Homeless Johnny Depp. Anyway, so these are very sunny, optimistic predictions, but Nick has been observing, just to put in context for you guys, Nick has been closely observing the Doge market since 2014. That's when he first invested. And, you know, I have to say, on the short list of people that I follow, their predictions aren't quite as sunny as yours, but they're fairly sunny. You know, they're I wouldn't say they're out. They're not very far away from the stuff you're talking about. There's a few good people I follow that have been very conservative on their estimates of Doge, and just the last 7 to 10 days, they're all recalibrating pretty quickly. You know, they're all recalibrating. Well, things could break out a lot bigger, they're all saying now, than I originally anticipated for Doge for the rest of the year and beyond. So this seems to be the common narrative going on around everywhere right now. And obviously that's a great sign for those of us who are bullish on the Doge and are holding a lot of Doge and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, let me move into, just pulling up my notes here. We're just going to move into a couple stories here, and then Nick and I will just ping pong our thoughts off these. So the first one I have is courtesy of the Motley Fool. I'm going to start this off a little bit of a roast if in terms of Matt Wallace lingo, but the Motley Fool.
You want me to do the music?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Motley Fool writes, "Forget Dogecoin. These stocks could go to the moon," written by Neil Patel. And then the sub-headline is, "Ignore the hype stocks and adopt the tried and true strategy of owning high-quality business for the long run." And the reason why this has become a meme in and of itself, and Matt and I talk about this a lot, and we laugh about it amongst each other, is that the Motley Fool does this all the time. They do this, like, they put out articles like this almost every day, it seems like right now, where they say, "Forget Dogecoin. These stocks are really where it's at. Forget Dogecoin. You should invest in this instead." And basically why they do that is because they know Dogecoin, by putting that in the title, is going to get lots of clicks than they would normally get, because there's so much interest in Dogecoin right now. So they use Doge as the clickbait, and then they switch it. Once they get you here, then they try to pimp their favorite stocks where folks that Motley Fool are most invested in, to try to get you to switch up your portfolio in that regard. And what's really funny to me is the sub headline in this is, "Ignore the hype stocks and adopt the tried and true strategy of owning high quality businesses for the long run." Well, Dogecoin isn't a stock. First of all, it's like, how rushed out was this? And how much do you think the author really knows about cryptocurrency to mislabel a cryptocurrency a stock right out of the gate? So it's just kind of funny. I will say, because I try to be as objective as I can about everything, and I try to call things as I see them, and I really try to give a balanced view on things. I know a few people on Twitter today might disagree with me on that, but listen, Motley Motley Fool actually does a pretty decent job as far as stock recommendations. So if you are, as much as I make fun of Motley Fool and as clueless, absolutely clueless that they are on cryptocurrency, not just Dogecoin, I wouldn't take any advice from the Motley Fool when it comes to Doge or any cryptocurrency advice. They're horrible. They're awful. But I will say they've been around a long time, and they do have a pretty decent track record as far as stock recommendations. So for as much as I'm making fun of the Motley Fool, I can in all objectivity recommend them for a source anyway. A source if you are a holding if you deal with stocks and you have a stock portfolio. So because the more research I've been doing on Motley Fool, I was like, actually, their stock advice is pretty overall. It's pretty solid. It's just that their Dogecoin advice and their crypto advice overall is abysmal. They have no idea what they're talking about. So, that's interesting. Do you have? I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Nick?
Well, I think it's really interesting because you're right. The Motley Fool is very good with traditional investment vehicles, and it's interesting because these are all the guys at the Motley Fool are not old by any means. Like, these aren't like 60, 70-year-old guys. They're young dudes who you would think would know a thing or two about, like, I don't know, the internet, like what's happening within like the biggest exploding market the world, like our generation has ever seen. Like, it's good for them for being good at picking, like decent at picking stocks. But I'm sorry, like traditional stock, like the best stocks you can pick, like what are you going to make? Maybe 150%. That would be incredible in the stock market. There's people out here like me making 20-30,000%, and like, I'm sorry, but just the stock, like Papa Upshot said it the other night, the stock market's just boring, bro. It's just become boring. Like,
I know.
If you and there's nothing wrong with I think everybody who's invested in cryptocurrency to some extent should also be invested in the stock market. I know I am. But I treat my stocks as like long-term retirement, like,
so do
stuff.
I treat them like 401k style.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what it should be used for.
Right.
Now, that's all well and good, but like, how much excitement do you get from a 401k? Ooh, like, like so fun, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's not that there's anything wrong with that, and it's
Absolutely
good
not.
to make
Absolutely
long-term money. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I am sitting on multiple millions of dollars because of like
Dogecoin.
the Dogecoin. Yeah.
Stuart Yates, I'd like to thank you for your $4.99. What's that, pounds?
Pounds.
Yes, pounds. Yeah, thank you for your $4.99 a pound donation, Stuart, and welcome welcome to the show, and thank you for your support. Really appreciate it, Stuart Yates. I'm scrolling up a little bit here. Yes, cheers, Stuart. I'm scrolling up a little bit here, and Robbie Gilchrist asks, Stephen Steele, what is the biggest whale percentage now? I still believe it's what is believed to be the Robinhood wallet to the tune of 28%. And again, just for further enlightenment on that, it's different. It's different having when you're dealing with an exchange wallet when you're versus dealing just with an independent person owning a huge whale wallet like that. Go ahead.
If we knew what exchange, like if the exchange wallets were labeled first off,
yes,
there wouldn't be any whales. Like the biggest whales would hold a percent, maybe a percent or a fraction of a percent of the market. Like we can't, I'm sorry. And Elon, this is one thing that I think Elon got wrong. The biggest holders of Doge are exchanges. And I'm sorry, but those aren't whales. those exchanges are representative of thousands or tens of thousands of customers. So that's not really a whale. That's a collective. It's a collective of thousands or tens of thousands of users. So you can't really consider that like bad distribution. You want to look at bad distribution, look at Ethereum. Like there's more actual known whales in Ethereum that there are in Dogecoin.
Way more.
So
there's a couple criticisms of Doge. There's a couple criticisms of Doge that I'd like to address now. I actually got a few of them on online today from some just some guys that were really I guess I'd more describe them as safe moon maximalists. And so and one of them was the supposed indefinite supply won't will stagnate the coin, so it won't go will stagnate a coin, so it won't go anywhere. And then the second point was the whales thing that we just talked about. Well, Ethereum is a primary example where whales aren't necessarily a deal breaker for a coin. Ethereum is about 70% whales, and it's absolutely killing it. It's absolutely killing it in the game. So there's that. Secondly, a lot of the big whales that are left now in Doge are exchanges. So why are they there? What's the function? Well, obviously the function is so they can have plenty of product to be able to supply to their customer base, right? That's why they have the Doge. That's way different than somebody just sitting on 30% of the Doge, where it's believed that nearly 30% of the Doge is in Robinhood, because Robinhood needs a lot of inventory to sit on for people to trade and have. So, and I think, you know what, that's way different.
Correct. And I think that Elon realized this. I think he did his research, because obviously he said that was the only issue with Doge was the distribution. I think he looked into it like we all did and found out that that's not actually an issue at all. And that the largest wallets on the blockchain are owned by, I mean, if you added them all up, you're probably hundreds of thousands of people, realistically. Yeah. So these two arguments, it's hilarious, because first off, the infinite supply argument I love. You can make a transverse argument for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin can become, and we're seeing it now, it can become so expensive that the fixed issuance of coins becomes undesirable, because you're talking about something that no one wants to use or part with, and that can lead to that similar aspect can lead to price stagnation as well. You can overinflate a coin's cap, much like Safe Moon, where there's literally multi trillions of coins that leads to price stagnation. You can fix issuance a coin where there's just not enough coins, and eventually the people just don't want to trade it because it seems like it's too much of a collector's item. Bitcoin is a perfect example. But then you have Doge, which seems to be the best of both worlds, where we have a fixed amount of coins introduced to the market every year. It's not so much that it ruins the total the grand sum of coins being circulated, because we know that every year there's going to be coins lost. People are going to lose their wallet keys. People are going to lose their passwords. All that is going to happen. You're going to need to introduce more coins into the market anyway. This is why I chose Doge, people. This is why I chose it.
Right. Yeah.
This is why it's working.
Yeah. Thanks for laying that all out. That's great information, Nick. I'd like to give a shout out to Anthony Grant coming in with a $5 super chat. Anthony, thank you so much for that. And thanks for tuning in and your support of the show. Hugely appreciated. Anthony says, Jason Derulo getting involved with Matt Wallace. # Doge to the moon. I did not know that. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Matt needs to start communicating with me more again. No, I'm just kidding. He's been so busy. Honestly, what happened is Matt and I Matt asked me to do a little side project with him, and we have a little channel that we've been slowly growing called Above the Line. And but the thing is, neither him and I have had a lot of time to put into that little side project lately, but we keep in contact through text, and we both have just basically been covering everything surrounding Doge almost full time lately, both of us. So that's pretty much what's been happening with that. So I totally get it. Honestly, I think about how this thing has been almost turned into a full-time thing for me, and I've had to actually delegate more of my my duties on my day business that I run to other people. And I'm happy to do that right now. But my point is, I think about how much time this takes for me, and this eats up for me. Matt even puts out more content than I do. I think by hour, I probably put out more content than he does on an average, but he makes more videos. He's more frequent. He's more frequent content than me. So that's, and he also has like a Patreon group for extra content, all that stuff. Yeah. I can tell you firsthand, that guy barely has time for showering and sleeping. And aside from showering and sleeping, that's all that guy does. You'd have to have get the amount of work that he gets done all on his own. It's so
funny. I'll tell you this, when I first started going on Jerry, and when Matt first started building up his channel, I kind of gave Matt a little shit on Jerry's channel because, and at this point, Jerry was bigger than Matt at that time. And I gave Matt a little shit because I just didn't like his, whatever it was. I just didn't like whatever he was, I don't know. I just got a weird vibe off him. Totally just one of those things where, don't read a book by its cover. And I issued an apology, and ever since then, Matt and I have been really cool. And I actually came when Matt's whole Safe Moon thing first dropped. I really did my best to come to his defense in the comments, and really I went after some people who were talking crap about Matt, and I think he noticed that because he started messaging me, direct messaging me, and I don't talk to Matt very often, but every once in a while when a funny story drops on something probably you and I talk about often or agree on, I'll get like a 2-word or 1-word message from Matt. It'll just be like LOL or like a laughing face or something.
Yeah, and that's he'll do that. And that's about all he has time for, because I could tell you he lives the Doge, he lives for crypto coverage and all that stuff.
Sure.
And that's all that guy has time to do. So we'll hear from each other here and there. He'll usually check in with me just through a text, maybe once a day or once every other day, and we'll have a laugh about a few things. Did you guys see that? Kyle says, did you guys see that Elon's Spotify cryptic message, in addition to spelling Doge 1, is going upward, and it also spells BTC going downward? Wow. I didn't notice the BTC part, so it's like a double message. I didn't
either. And I didn't think about the up, how it was. I just knew it was backwards. I didn't even really think about it going up.
Right.
Or go, from bottom to top. That's kind of cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that is cool. Thanks for sharing that. Let me get to the next story here. Okay. So this one's kind of a big story. For sure. It's a big story. No kind of. So this comes courtesy of Bazinga, but there's a couple sources that I pulled from it. But this is one of them. So the Fed chair, the U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said this morning, was it this morning or last night? Maybe it was yesterday. Said he sees some quote unquote froth in equity markets, and is not just due, and it's not just due to the central bank's accommodative monetary policy. So during a virtual press conference on Wednesday, after the Fed's monetary policy meeting, Federal Reserve Chairman Powell said that vaccination and reopening of the economy are also factors contributing to the froth capital markets. And then Powell responded by saying the Fed Reserve has a broad framework of financial stability it tries to stick to, so we don't just jump from one thing to another. I'm trying to find the place where he mentioned Dogecoin.
He didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
That he did not, and that's something I saw this story get broke all day.
This is interesting now because all the headlines say that response. Yeah. Okay, so this is
everybody's trying to use Dogecoin as a.
I see, guys. I fell for the clickbait right here. So, so he didn't. So that's interesting. So the corporate press has been trying to see they're using Dogecoin as clickbait again, and so the federal
he just said capital markets are a bit frothy. Which, by the way, Mr. Powell, I'm a bit frothy too.
Yeah, that's actually not an inaccurate statement. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Frothy. So, it's a funny statement, but
I like it.
Yeah. So that's interesting because all the headlines say that this was his response to GameStop and Dogecoin, but he never mentioned either one of those. He never mentioned that stock or the coin. So that's so funny. And the thing is, that narrative is everywhere regarding this, and he never explicitly said it. So I think that's another good sign, actually, that they know that's going to get clicks if they just find a way to put Dogecoin in the title,
which is
a big story.
Absolutely asinine, because all you're doing is these people. They hate. They're all against this. Whatever you want to call it. I call it the retailer revolution, because that's what it is. It's us, the people on the ground. The normal 9-to-5ers stepping up against Wall Street and against the hedge fund managers. And all they're doing by creating these stupid clickbait articles is just increasing the word Dogecoin or GameStop or whatever, interchange, whatever you want, into the Google algorithm and making more people see it. It's like the worst way to they're hoping that a responsible American would read this article and think that Dogecoin is bad. And what they don't realize is that everyone now is so programmed to see through their BS. And now all you're doing is putting Dogecoin in front of more people, and more people want it. Idiots. But great for us. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. That it's like I said, they may think they're using it as leverage to be used in a disparaging way, but at the same time, like I said, the thing it's why it's a good sign to me is because they wouldn't use it unless they knew it would generate clicks. And what does that mean? It means that Dogecoin's very popular in the psyches of Americans. And so finding any way to leverage that into the title of your article right now is good for business. So that means Dogecoin is good for business, right? That's what that symbolizes.
Just like the Bitcoin people are worried, and every time you mention Dogecoin, they flip their lid. It's because we're taking up a significantly bigger piece of the pie every single day, a little bit more pie, a little bit more pie, a little bit more pie. And pretty soon we're going to be in that second or third position, and people are going to wake up. I'm telling you, one day we're going to wake up, we're going to be at $1, and they're not going to know what hit them. And it's just becoming more and more evident, especially when you see major news articles, major news outlets running stories like this.
Yeah, totally agree. Guys, we got about 100 people in chat here, and that is great. Listen, if you're new, welcome aboard. My name is Steven Steele, and my guest, who often joins me for the first half of the show, is Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls, and welcome to Doge After Dark. Feel free to stick around and hit that subscribe button, and just as importantly, hit that notification bell. And press all on that notification bell. That way, you'll never have to miss our live stream ever again if you don't want to. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. It's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging channel like this one get up in those YouTube algorithms. It just takes a split second of your time. Lastly, if you feel compelled to super chat, you can do so obviously through YouTube or through the stream elements link pinned at the top of the chat. And that's always hugely appreciated as a way to support the show. It looks like we are headed in an upward trajectory right now. Speaking of Doge, looks like we could get to 32 cents here. That's nice.
Steady bull flag. We are looking. I mean, if you go to if you're looking at this on TradingView right now, it is a steady. This is a perfect definition of what a bull flag looks like in TA land.
Totally. This is like quintessential definition of a bull flag. Erectile Reptile coming through with a big, generous $20 super chat. Erectile Reptile, thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that. Very much. Erectile Reptile says, hey, Steven, great show as always. Go buy yourself 20 items from the Dollar Tree. I mean, you get a lot of bang for your buck at the Dollar Tree. I actually like those dollar stores. I do. I'm a bargain hunter there. And facts. So Erectile Reptile always puts.
I love this, by the way.
Yeah, always puts just a random fact in their super chats, and it says, "Fact: golf is the only sport to have been played on the moon." Is that true?
Perfect.
I guess I guess the astronauts have done that. Yeah, that's right. That's a very good fact. That's a very good fun fact. Definitely within the themes of this show tonight. Thank you, Reptile, for your continued support and your creative super chats. I always enjoy them. Gustavo Steven Steele sent you a story. The IRS wants help hacking cryptocurrency hardware wallets. Okay, I will check that out.
They do.
Yeah, I will check that out. Thank you for the heads up on that, Goose. I'll see if I can get to that story sometime later in the show tonight. If not, tomorrow night's show. Have y'all noticed the trend on Doge is exactly what Matic is doing? I haven't noticed that. I know that you're pretty bullish on Matic. I know a few others are as well. But that's interesting. I know it's like go ahead.
I don't own any myself, but I've always really liked the Matic graphs.
Mm-hmm.
It always looks really good to me. Although I've held out on buying, but I do appreciate they've always, every time I look at Matic, it looks great. I probably should get in some.
It's not the flashiest crypto. I think they could use like a little bit of a PR makeover in terms of just in terms of graphics and stuff like that. I know it sounds trite, but that stuff actually does play a pretty prominent role in the marketplace these days. But I will say this: what I do like about Matic is it's a problem solver coin. It actually has pretty strong utility, and it's
been on a tear. It's been on a tear for the past couple of days.
Yeah, I could definitely see Matic sticking around for quite some time because its utility is very strong. It's just very strong. Ethereum's doing really well too. And despite my criticisms of Ethereum, Ethereum is clunky right now, right? It's very expensive. The gas fees are very expensive, and then it's not the quickest transaction times. But as I explained before, I still solidly put Ethereum in the great long-term investment category because, first of all, those issues are being worked on right now, and I think the 2.0 is going to come out this year, and that's going to greatly reduce the gas fees on it and improve some of the transmission times on it. But also, not just that, Ethereum has made so many solid connections within the
100%.
Within various.
We talk about this like every show. Vitalik is like the skinniest mob boss in the whole world. Like he set up so many business deals so many years ago that like
he's so dialed in. He's so dialed
Ethereum
in,
and for like nowhere.
Yep, and yeah, it's not going anywhere, guys. And it's, I mean, he's got it dialed in for decades, man. You know what I mean? So that's not to say though that certain coins will take a chunk of business out of Ethereum in terms of being able to be very competitive with its similar functions. But it's not going anywhere, guys. I mean, Visa is committed themselves to be on the Ethereum blockchain for the very, very long term. You know, for example, this Visa, right? So based on that, I have been more bullish on Ethereum. I've been investing more in Ethereum and switching my portfolio around. I did take nearly half of all my BTC investment out, and I reallocated it into Ethereum. So I'm expecting a very bullish remainder of the year for Ethereum. I think we're probably, if I had to guess, I think we're probably looking at a situation shaping up anyway, where BTC will continue to be an excellent asset and continue to do well, but I think that's going to be a bit blunted now. I think the end of year for BTC is going to come under initial projections, in large part due to BTC investors reallocating BTC investments into Doge and ETH. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that the Bitcoin maxis who claim to only care about, store of value are going to learn real fast that, their coin is really good at storing value at a certain level and probably up to that level for at least the near to distant future. We all had this idea in our heads that Bitcoin would just keep going and going and going. And we never would have thought that we'd see, how many times now has Bitcoin run up against 60 and ding back down? It's been months, where other coins like Doge have grown exponentially because we have the room to do so. Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin's always going to hold the top spot, but it's eventually going to get to the point where people, no matter what people tell you, the market makers in any market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, whatever, they're all there for the same thing. And it's not to store value. It's to make effing money. Sorry, I didn't want to swear.
No, yeah.
Every person, I don't care who tells you what, every market maker, I'm not talking about retailer people like you and me who are out here doing good things every day. I'm talking about the people who invest billions into cryptocurrency. They're not there to just hold their money and hope that it stays the same price. They're there to see the largest percentage gain possible. And guess what? That percentage gain over time is flatlining with Bitcoin. It's not going anywhere. So they're looking to put their money elsewhere where they know that it's going to grow. And that place seems to be two places, really: Doge and Ethereum. And I can't blame them. I don't blame anybody. If your primary goal is to make money, you're going to go to the place where you could make the most money. That's just how it works. That's money. That's how it works.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's really well said. And like you said, we are seeing BTC stagnate now and underperform for pretty long runs now. Do I think Bitcoin's in serious trouble? Unlikely. Yeah. But do I think that we have been over projecting its end of year and its acceleration? Yeah, it is starting to look that way, and I do think that end of year BTC is gonna. I think some people are gonna be kind of bummed. I think it's going to underperform. I used to think that we'd be looking at about $100,000 evaluation at the end of the year for BTC. I'd be very surprised if it got there by the end of the year now. I'd be very surprised. On the other hand, we've been seeing Doge just totally keep breaking out and making exponential gains, and Ethereum as well just keeps breaking out on these consistent bull runs that, to me...
Heck, even Litecoin.
And Litecoin finally breaking out, came out of its slumber. And so people always ask me, what about Litecoin? What do you think about Litecoin? I just said, Litecoin's gonna have its day. You just gotta forget about it, or you're gonna get so bored or mad. If you're a Litecoin holder, it's not the sexiest coin. It's the community's pretty much dead in the water, but it's not going anywhere. Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. That's my best advice for Litecoin holders. It'll get there. Just don't think too much about it. So
I've never sold a single Litecoin. Like, I still have the Litecoin that I bought in 2014, and I purchased more recently before the run up. But I've never sold a single Litecoin. I just never thought to do so. The market never intrigued me enough to I even thought about flipping it over when it ran up the other. I thought about flipping it over to BNB. But I'll keep my Litecoin. I don't care. It's not doing anything for me. It's not hurting me. It's not helping me. It's just kind of there.
Yep. Yeah, speaking of BNB, I'd like to talk about BNB. That's one of the coins I wanted to talk about tonight as well.
Sure.
So we'll get in.
It's my new crypto. One of my new favorites.
Yeah, me too. And we'll get into why that is. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. Please feel free to subscribe. Happy to have you. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. The channel's about a month old, and we are just cruising. We are just growing exponentially every day, and would love to have you along for the ride. So, and then if you haven't hit the like button, please feel free to do that. It's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging show like this get up in the YouTube algorithms. And then if you feel compelled to super chat throughout the show, that is also hugely appreciated. Let's get to BNB coin, because I've been becoming increasingly bullish on BNB coin. And obviously anybody that's been following BNB has been seeing its exponential growth recently, more so than ever. So why is this? I think it's in large part due to the altcoin market. The BNB is the hallmark conversion coin for the red light district coins. And for those of you who are new to my show, the red light district coins are what I dubbed altcoins that require something like pancake swap and to get. So just so you can familiarize yourself with some of the show's lingo here. So BNB, I think, is absolutely starting to break out and explode due to, in large part, a emerging and explosive red light district coin market. And I don't think that red light district's coin scene is gonna dissipate anytime soon. Sure, it's in a bubble. Sure, most of these coins are going to fail, but not all of them will. And I think the more this thing shapes up, I think a couple things are going to happen, Nick. I think that the performance of PancakeSwap is going to improve. I think they'll have to. They'll have to improve it. They'll have to probably make the fees a little bit more attractive as far as like less, right? And then its ease of use, I think, will happen too. What feature? A great feature would be if PancakeSwap could program something within itself where the moment you put in whatever coin you're trying to convert your BNB to, that it automatically picks up the required slippage rate percentage, right? And so it figures that out for the customer. And that will save people a lot of headaches, because especially people that are new to that, they don't know. Then they got to go on the forum boards, and then they got to reference back and forth to figure out what the proper slippage rate is for the coin they're trying to do. And then even at that, sometimes it still doesn't work. Then you got to adjust a little more. So I think that will help a lot of people out if they and I think of the, inevitably, I bet you those features do come into play. Also, it's a very attractive thing. It's very high risk, guys. It's very high volatility. I talk about this all the time. I'm not against investing in red light district coins. I personally do, but I do with very small amounts. That's my fun money, but I think it's fun, and I'm not against it. But I do think it's fun. Just make sure it's not eating up too much of your portfolio, guys, or else you're really dancing with the devil if you do that. So I think BNB is just going to continue to excel in good part of this emerging market. What do you say, Nick?
So here is my BNB, and this is my analogy for you, because I'm never going to top the red light district. But here's how I think about it, and I've been open and honest about this with people. I think I've said it on the show before. Obviously people know I'm a multimillionaire, and multimillionaires, we don't go to the red light district just because we don't have to.
You don't have to, right.
Why would we go there? What do? We own the red light district. Mm-hmm. I own you guys in the chat who are trying to make money off of SafeMoon. I own the building that SafeMoon is trying to put their little pop-up shop in. So what did I do? I bought $100,000 worth of BNB when it was at a little under. It was like 500. So I bought $100,000 worth of BNB at 500, and so far it's been. Yeah, dude, it's making me plenty money, and I will continue to own the red light district and also never step foot there.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, speaking of which, and that's something I did too. I'm still holding a bit of SafeMoon for fun, and it could spike. It could give me some fun returns there, but I did take about half of my SafeMoon investment. I put it in just to more BNB. And speaking to that, another great investment that I think, in my opinion, again, disclaimer, we're not financial advisors. This isn't officially financial advice. And as my friend Crypto Batman said, this is not financial advice. This is financial fried rice. So,
yeah.
So this dovetails perfectly to the analogy that you just laid out there. Nick is a Dogecoin millionaire. I am a Dogecoin thousandaire. So
as most people are.
Yeah. So I still I can't rest. I'm not at a place where I can rest on the laurels of my Doge earnings yet. So I'm still in the struggle like all you guys. So listen. That being said, keep an eye out for PancakeSwap token, right? So they have their own token now. And again, like as Nick was talking about, why not just invest in the source? I don't think PancakeSwap's not going anywhere, guys. And there's so many altcoins that are dependent on PancakeSwap to function, to exist, right? That I think we could potentially see some pretty major gains coming up, even more so than we've already seen in PancakeSwap. So I think due to the altcoin market, I see both BNB and PancakeSwap token as pretty pretty keen, pretty smart investments right now. And
here's a great casino analogy for you. If anybody's ever played roulette, right? You know, in roulette, you can bet on the numbers, right? And if you hit the number, you make a ton of money. But the chances of you hitting the number is tiny, right? You're never gonna like, basically it's not gonna happen. But you can bet on red or black, and you're not gonna win as much, but you're about 50-50. You know, like you're pretty much, you know, the odds are in your favor. Of course, you're not gonna make as much. That's exactly what Steven and I are talking about here. Own the building. Don't try and like mess around with the ladies of the night in the building, like, because one out of, you know, what did you just sent me a thing earlier? There's like 6,000 different what is it, 1,740 BNB tokens now, like using BNB. The chances of you picking the one that's going to explode.
Well, there's more than that. There's actually more than that. What I sent you was
oh Jesus.
So that there's way more than that. What I sent you was a Billy Marcus tweeted out earlier tonight, actually not too long ago. I sent you a Billy Marcus tweet. For those of you who don't know, Billy Marcus is the original creator of Dogecoin. And he was saying that there's 1,740 tokens on BNB using the same or similar code as SafeMoon.
Oh, that's right. That's
so so that's there's even way more than that are dependent on the BNB token, you guys. So he was just saying that there's almost nearly 2,000 tokens on BNB using the same or similar code as SafeMoon. And he just thought that was, he said that both surprised me and didn't surprise me at all. So I thought that was a pretty amusing observation there. Now, so what I'm saying is, Nick, the potential, the continuing potential for BNB coin is even more than you're thinking.
Yes. And this is why I feel like people, especially new investors into crypto, they've heard stories of people like me who, you know, invested in the ground floor of something and made tons of money. And they think that now that is easily replicatable. It's not. No, it's not. I don't want to like this is not trying to like rub it in people's faces or anything like that. It's just chances.
Yeah, it's like catching lightning in a jar.
Yeah, it's so incredible. It's like winning the lottery, essentially. And it doesn't get easier as time goes on, and the whole crypto game gets more complex. It gets harder, and it's getting more and more. The difficulty is raising every day. So yeah, don't expect to become a millionaire off of like a couple $100 in SafeMoon. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think the probability, I mean, technically it could happen, but the probability is very, very, very low. So, and what did you say too? How much money it would take in order for SafeMoon to get to a 1 penny?
Oh, yeah, somebody. I was watching a TA video. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember who the guy was. It was the guy that we were talking about the other night that we kind of like. He was talking about Doge too. CoffeeZilla, is that?
Oh, CoffeeZilla, yeah.
Yes, he did the math. So to get SafeMoon to 1 penny.
Yeah,
it would be 6 times the market cap of all cryptocurrency combined. Think about that for a second. All the cryptocurrency on Earth, the money that's in all of the cryptocurrency on Earth, times that by 6, and that's what it would take to get SafeMoon to 1 penny.
Yeah,
like, that is insane.
Yeah, and that is insane. And obviously, it's never going to happen. Firstly, but secondly, I would like to say, in all fairness, SafeMoon is riding at a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, right? So, I still think there's a decent probability that people are going to continue to make some money with it, and for all we know, it could go through a couple more really strong bull runs within its well under a penny, but the idea that, like you said, the idea that at this stage people are going to make, millions off of, a $500, $1,000 investment are slim to none, in all honesty. So, anyway, let's get to the chat. The chat's been saying a lot of stuff in there. Let me catch up here. Oh, welcome Beef Supreme. Welcome to the chat. Joe Greenfield says this is going to sound dumb, but there's some master trading Is there some master trading platform where you can trade all the good crypto? Doge, ETH, Pancake, BNB, Matic. Yeah,
Binance.
Binance would be the closest thing to that. That would encompass all of those by far. Everything else, unfortunately, like you can get Doge and ETH on almost all of them, but I don't think you can even get Pancake Coin on Binance. You will need a trust wallet.
Yeah, you need a trust wallet.
But Trust Wallet's a subsidiary of Binance, isn't it? Or no? No.
Yeah, they're closely. Yeah,
they're a subsidiary. So you would have to download a Trust Wallet, and then to purchase the Pancake token. And BNB you can obviously buy directly from Binance. And Matic, I don't know if Matic's on Binance or not.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I actually hope that Matic gets added to Voyager. I think that would be a nice addition to Voyager. Let's see what else we got, guys. If you're new here, welcome. Feel free to subscribe, and if you feel prompted to super chat, we are finally officially partnered with YouTube, so super chats are enabled. And also, Joe, that was not a dumb question at all. That was a very good common sense question. And honestly, nobody should feel stupid about asking any questions in here, no matter how basic you may think they are or how silly your questions maybe are. That's how you find out. It's better just to ask and gain knowledge than to let your ego get in the way, or your fear, intimidation, or ego get in the way of learning more. So I'm never going to make fun of you for asking.
No,
asking
questions. We might not know. We might not know.
We
get questions all the time. We just don't know, and we'll tell you if we don't.
Yeah, definitely. So let me get to the next story here. This story, pretty interesting. Not just the Doge army, those minting Dogecoin have also struck gold with a 6,000 percentage rise of the Shiba Inu coin too. So people are making bank right now temporarily on Shiba Inu coin. I don't know if I'd get into it by now though. But so basically what's been going on is, Doge miners have seen revenues rise over 4,000%, seen a massive spike this year. Miners receive newly minted Doge, but are also paid a transaction processing fee. Transactions reportedly accounted for $24,000 or 0.64 of the 3.6 million record miner revenue seen on April 26. And then it also says the Shiba Inu themed cryptocurrency soared. They're talking about Doge right now still. Over 6,000% this year, beating Bitcoin's year-to-date gains. So that's pretty much what this is. So what's going on right now is what I'm seeing in the trends of the Shiba Inu coin, not Dogecoin. This is like a knockoff Dogecoin. A limited number of people made a lot of money, and now looks like it's already done. And I think it's gonna just keep. I think it's just gonna stall out from here, frankly. So this is the game you play, right, with the red light district coins. If you want to roll the dice, I'm not against rolling the dice. I like to roll the dice on occasion too. I just don't make a strong habit of it. A lot of time.
The real story that it might have been included in that too is that I think you mentioned it, the Doge miners. I don't know if people heard this or saw this story today, because it kind of got glanced over by a lot of people. The Doge miners right now, if you're in the part of people who mine Doge, the collective fee that Doge miners are collecting right now is $3 million per day.
That is wild.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I just
wild.
thought that was cool.
Yeah, so the Doge miners are making out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not too late to be a Doge miner. What do you want to be when you grow up, Billy? I want to be a Doge miner. Looking at the chat here. Okay, I think we're all caught up. All right, let's get to the next story. This is great news. Coinbase now lets U.S. users pay for cryptocurrency through a PayPal account. So this is great news, you guys. So to link your PayPal account to Coinbase, look for the add payment method option where you're buying a cryptocurrency within the app, provide blah, blah, blah. So it just teaches you how. But this is excellent news. So, and the journalist I'll just quick read off a short paragraph. In case you need a sign cryptocurrency has gone mainstream, here it is. Starting today, PayPal users in the U.S. can link their accounts to Coinbase to make it easier to buy digital currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Previously, funding those purchases often meant using a debit card or more time-consuming method like wire transfer. With today's update, Coinbase says you can fund your purchases instantly. It also means there's one less platform with your debit and bank account information. No kidding. I hope all exchanges begin adding the PayPal method, because I would much rather do business through PayPal than have my bank account hooked up to everything all the time. And this is great because PayPal is extra convenient for people. So, there's extra steps, obviously, to be able to hook your bank account up to an exchange, right? And the more steps there are, it's just the more hurdles. And the easier you make things for people, obviously, the more convenient you make buying crypto for people, trading crypto for people, the more people are gonna participate. So this is great because Coinbase now has PayPal integration, and it's perfect timing because in the near future here, Dogecoin is going to be added to Coinbase. So that's kind of going to be a nice
future.
Yeah. So that's going to be a pretty nice twin spin. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, I kind of have a different view on this than the average individual. I think that the PayPal integration is great for a majority of people, like the average crypto buyer or retailer. I think that's terrific. I often tell the story of when Doge first took off. I cashed in 500K coins, not US dollars, at 8 cents, and the only account that I had hooked up was Uphold, and I had to convert my Doge to BTC and then transfer it to Uphold and then send it to my bank, and they'd only let me send $10,000 per day. It was a nightmare. But it did, it was connected like PayPal directly, through my bank. That being said, now that I'm looking to send myself $1 million US dollars, not Doge, I would prefer $1 million to go through a wire transfer just for safety. But I believe the average person is probably going to benefit tremendously from a PayPal integration. And I think we're going to see all market values, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Doge especially, will significantly increase with easier access to payments and funding. Did I lose you?
Sorry. There's my mute, right? So yeah, that was great news. That is great news because it's coming at the perfect timing on the perfect app for it, right? Because Coinbase, Doge isn't on Coinbase yet, and it's going to be soon. So having PayPal in place before Doge gets on there is really good order of things, guys. So this is great news for Dogecoin. Let me see next story I got here. So Binance is launching a NFT marketplace.
I saw that.
So cryptocurrency exchange Binance, this comes from CNBC. Binance revealed plans on Tuesday to introduce its own marketplace where users can create, buy, and sell digital collector's items known as NFTs. Non-fungible tokens are a type of digital asset. They're designed to represent ownership of rare virtual items that could be anything from works of art to sports trading cards, like those sold on popular online basketball collectibles platform NBA Top Shot. Total sales of these tokens soared more than $2 billion in the first quarter, according to nonfungible.com, and exhibitions and a standard trading market that anyone can use to mint new tokens. Binance NFT feature is set to debut this June. The company has launched a landing page that will let artists contact the firm about potential partnerships. Our aim is to provide the largest NFT trading platform in the world with the best minting, buying, and exchanging experience by leveraging the fastest and cheapest solutions powered by Binance blockchain infrastructure and community. And it looks like Steve Aoki is going to debut an NFT on Binance as well. So the move marks a challenge to Gemini, the crypto exchange founded by Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. Gemini operates its own NFT marketplace, Nifty Gateway. So I think this could be absolutely massive because once this hits Binance, I think there's a lot of interest in the NFT space by a lot of folks that are just interested in it, but just don't feel comfortable just kind of winging it, on all these different sites and then getting a MetaMask wallet and then exchanging Ethereum to buy NFTs, and then you got to worry about where you're going to transfer from there, et cetera, et cetera. If it starts getting streamlined within cryptocurrency trading apps, that people, again, if it becomes just a lot more user-friendly in that regard and something that people can easily keep track of and feel more secure about, I think this is probably going to really take off. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I imagine that the Binance's NFT market is going to do very well, and that will in turn do very well for BNB because what they're going to use to trade on their platform with.
I know. I was just thinking that. Yep.
And I love this morning. I don't know if anybody caught this. I watched the AMA with CZ this morning, as I know because I sent it to you.
Yep.
But I love, it might have even been a tweet, but somebody asked him, like, do you own NFT? Because they were talking about the NFT market that they're coming out with. Mm-hmm. And I love how CZ, I mean, this is just me explaining this, but he basically was like, I don't own NFTs because I don't actually own any art. I'm not like an art collector, but I'd love to make money off it. It's like, yeah, buddy, me too. Me too. So, yeah, I listen, I went to art school. I went to school for art. I was an oil painter. Maybe I'll post some of my paintings on Twitter at some time. But you know what? If I'm allowed to buy art with my BNB, that might actually incentivize me to use my BNB tokens for some art. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's great. Binance should do it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be massive. I think it's going to even be a lot more successful than Gemini's space or Gemini's efforts in that space.
I agree. I think the Winklevoss have done a poor job at putting their NFT market out there. I didn't even know about it. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really, I haven't heard much. But for a fact that CZ is going to pump the hell out of that NFT market for sure.
Right. Yeah, Gemini. I don't know what's going on, but Gemini. I wouldn't say it. I would say floundering is probably too strong of a term. Sure. I wouldn't exactly say it's floundering, but at the same time, it's not really
blown up.
Yeah, it's really not. And I think part of that is rollout and marketing effort, and part of it is I can't speak to the ease of use on Gemini because I don't have experience on it, but I know that infusing the NFT market in with your cryptocurrency exchange app is absolutely brilliant. And I think that the first company to do it is really going to yield some major gains, and that's going to be Binance, guys. So again, I think that's another thing that's going to really speak, would really help out BNB coin. Another new subscriber there. Thank you for that. And so let's go to the next story here. This one's really funny. And at any time you have to go, I understand, Nick, but
I'll stick around for a good laugh.
Okay, so this story isn't like brand spanking new, but it's like about 48 hours old. But I never talked about it on here because I just get caught up with so much stuff sometimes when it slips through my fingers, and this is one of those. Elon Musk teases Jeff Bezos that he can't.
I'm glad I stuck around.
Elon Musk teases Jeff Bezos that he can't get it up in battle over space contract. This comes courtesy of Fox Business. Brittany Delia writes, NASA tapped SpaceX to build the craft inside the transport U.S. astronauts to the lunar surfaces. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk teased Amazon founder Jeff Bezos Monday night after it was reported that Bezos's Blue Origin company planned to contest a NASA award given to SpaceX. Musk said in a Twitter post that Bezos couldn't get it up to orbit. So he tweeted this out. A guy named Kenneth Chang, he might even be the author, tweeted out a New York Times story about this. And the New York Times story said, Blue Origin, that's Jeff Bezos' company, challenges NASA over SpaceX moon lander deal. The space agency picked Elon Musk's company over two other bidders to take its astronauts back to lunar surface. So Jeff Bezos seems kind of salty right now that his company didn't get picked to build the lunar lander in the most recent expedition. And Elon Musk just tweeted back. All he tweeted back to the article was, "Can't get it up," and then parentheses, "to orbit, LOL." Your thoughts, Nick?
I think it perfectly. You perfectly said. You couldn't have. You couldn't have had a better comeback than that. You know what? Here's the thing. The Blue Origin guys are gonna. I know what they're saying about Elon's. About this, his space company is basically like they they're saying that he crashes a lot of rockets, and it's true to some extent, but they do have a significant, like they've launched successful satellites, like tons of satellites, really well, and obviously they're working on their lander project that'll get astronauts to the moon. but they're actually doing it. And yeah, they have some crashes under their belt, but Blue Origin has nothing. Like they have nothing to show, and it boggles my mind that Jeff Bezos is trying to sue NASA. Like, what? Why didn't you pick us? Well, you didn't. You didn't turn in the assignment, Jeff. The assignment was to create a usable rocket ship, not just like an idea. You know, essentially Blue Origin's like, well, we can do this. And meanwhile, Elon Musk is over here just launching rocket after rocket, like physical, actual, tangible things. Yeah, it's no shock. And sorry, Jeff, you couldn't get it up. Better luck next time. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it though. It's
right.
Cool.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do you say? You know?
Yeah.
Super chat there. Oh yeah. From Mr. X for $5. Thank you, Mr. X. Appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. Awesome show, Steven. Entertaining, fair, and informative. Thank you for that. That's a nice compliment. And welcome, Mr. X, to the show. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
I just wanted to echo what Mr. X just said, and that is, if Steven and I are anything, and especially Steven, he's fair and he's informative, and that's why we all love coming here, because it's always fair. We're never taking a dig at anything or anybody that isn't deserving. If we're wrong about something, we'll tell you. And I know I greatly appreciate that, and we can clearly see the viewers greatly appreciate that. So.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks again, Nick. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys, and have a great stream.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Cheers. Later,
Nick Balls, everyone. And if you want to follow Nick on Twitter, I'm going to put his Twitter handle in the chat. Just give me a moment on that, and I will do that. And then I will get to some more stories for you guys. There we go. There is Nick's Twitter in the chat if you want care to keep up with them there. Welcome Pink Tuba 36. And what else we got here? Will O, welcome. Dire Havoc, welcome back. Okay. So, is anybody watching for the first time tonight? Put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time tuning in to Steven Steele Doge After Dark. Just want to see if there's any brand new folks in here tonight. And let me get to the next story, guys. Next story. Elon Musk said Tesla's next full self-driving beta update is going to blow your mind. And this comes courtesy of electric.co. Elon Musk now says that Tesla's next full self-driving beta software update is going to blow your mind and is just 2 weeks away. Tesla is currently testing a feature-complete version of its full self-driving package in beta with a few thousand customers and employees through what it calls its early access program. It's not considered autonomous driving yet because the driver is still responsible for the vehicle and still needs to be ready to be take control at all times, but Tesla's systems performs all other driving tasks autonomously, including driving through intersections. Wow. I might be wrong, but it's not going to be mind-blowing moments, says, this is the journalist's take on it now. But through a slow process of gathering a ton of data about the use of FSD in real world. So yeah, this is cool. So basically what Elon is saying that the gating factor is achieving and proving higher safety with pure vision and night vision radar. He says we're almost there. So I think this technology is going to keep rapidly evolving, particularly in Elon's neck of the woods, for full automation of vehicles. Welcome S Hall, welcome Dylan McDougal, welcome guys, welcome. Hope you consider subscribing and sticking around and continuing to join us here. I went to Tacoma for the And One tour. Awesome, Rick, and welcome, Rick. Adam Krajanowski. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Krajanowski. I started about a week ago. You hyped me up to buy every tip. I'm sure one day I won't regret it. Well, I am technically not a financial advisor, Adam, but I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, man. And buy the dips. That's what I do. That's what I do. Awesome, guys. Let me get to the next story here. A billboard outside of SpaceX headquarters targeted Elon Musk's plans for planet colonization on Earth Day. Mars sucks. That's not very nice. So, a billboard appeared, and this comes from Market Insider or Business Insider. A billboard appeared outside of SpaceX's headquarters in Hawthorne, California, criticizing Elon Musk's mission to colonize Mars. The billboard was set up by creative Los Angeles agency Activista for Earth Day and was live for 30 hours, the agency told Insider. The company's Twitter account took off on Thursday, targeting SpaceX plans to make it to Mars, for its plans to make Mars inhabitable for humans. So now they're showing a tweet by this marketing company that says, "What doesn't suck? Earth. By the way we treat it, frankly, sucks. And then if you dream of then you dream of Mars, hellhole, a barren, desolate wasteland you can't set foot on fast enough. Great, we got Mars. Now let's prioritize Earth." So this is interesting. Mars doesn't. The journalist goes on to write, Musk doesn't plan to make Mars inhabitable, but his end goal is not to abandon Earth, but rather ensure an alternative exists as a backup. His other company, Tesla, more Earth-focused than SpaceX, has stated a stated mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, primarily by making electric cars mainstream. Yes, exactly. The billboard creators were asked to comment, and they said that it was designed to create awareness around climate change and make people think more about what they could do to help address the issue. So my take on this, I think it's pretty misguided, and I'll tell you why. Kylo Doge, awesome, coming with the $10 super chat. Kylo Doge, thank you. Nice convo today on Twitter. It was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, I think I remember seeing in there. You were having a little Twitter conversation with between myself and Dogecoin founder Billy Marcus. So yeah, that was cool, Kylo. And thanks for supporting the show, man. I really appreciate you tuning in and hanging around and your super chat. Really appreciate it, Kylo. Thanks, man. Every time I send a donation I think to myself, dang, I could have bought more Dogecoin. Well, I appreciate the sacrifice, Kylo. I appreciate you supporting the show with the super chat. It really helps. It really helps offset my time and efforts. So what's going on with this is I think it's misguided. Like I'm all for curbing carbon emissions. I'm all for doing the best we can environmentally and conservation and cutting down our carbon footprints. I think this is all super important stuff, but to take aim at Elon Musk over this seems egregiously misguided. I mean, Elon Musk is responsible for putting more electronic cars on this planet than anyone, and wants to see is working very hard to convert the entire automobile industry or not the entire auto industry, but a pretty good chunk of it to electric and hybrid, which would substantially lower the Earth's carbon footprint in a pretty major way. And you think of how many cars are on the planet. How many cars are on the planet? I'm going to DuckDuckGo that really quick. How many cars are there in the world? 1.4 billion. So that's a lot, you guys. 1.4 billion cars in the world. So if we could make even half of those electric or hybrid, I think it would have a substantial, really substantial effect on our air quality, and the carbon footprints, etc. So it just seems weird that an environmental group would target the CEO of Tesla. Also, what I think is misguided about this billboard is we can walk and chew gum at the same time. It's important. There are a lot of advancements that are made through space exploration for our standard of living and our quality of life. There are so many inventions that have resulted through technology gathered through space exploration. And so why can't we do things to conserve our environment and help our planet while having ambitious space exploration? Why does it have to be one or the other? I don't understand the mentality that you have to choose, right? I just don't get that. So, some things that have resulted as a consequence of space exploration are things like memory foam, freeze-dried foods, firefighting equipment, emergency space blankets, dustbusters, CMOS image sensors, cochlear implants. All of these things, and these are just a few things that resulted due to the technology and the information we've gathered through space exploration. So I think that's one thing people often overlook. Dylan McDougall, Elon literally going to put a Dogecoin on the moon. He's going to put a Dogecoin. Yeah, I think he's going to do that. That was an April Fool's tweet that Elon sent out, but I do think he is fully intent on putting a physical Dogecoin on the moon. I think that's going to become a actual reality, guys, and that's going to be awesome because the whole world is going to be watching. Now, I don't know if the Dogecoin will stay on the moon because there's no gravity on the moon, but all we have to do is have an astronaut with a physical Dogecoin and all the cameras rolling from all over the world as that happens. And you couldn't ask for more press than that, guys, for a cryptocurrency. Ghost, the alien hunter, says Reddit's co-founder just said the genie is out of the bottle. People love Doge. Awesome. Is that on Twitter? If so, just let me know what the tweet is or where the tweet is. DM it to me. Yeah. So anyway, guys, next story here. And guys, if you're new here, welcome. Press subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never have to miss another live. And then if you haven't pressed the thumbs up button, that's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging show like this get up on those YouTube algorithms. So it takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. So smash that like button if you haven't already. And another way you can support the show is through Superchat. And that's always hugely appreciated. Let's see here. Okay, the next story I have, guys, is this comes courtesy of Payment Journal. Dogecoin, a journey from meme to the moon, written by Sam Klebanov. And I thought this is a really well-written story. I'll just give you a few of the highlights, and this came out today. Dogecoin has recently attained mainstream buzzword status in the crypto lexicon as one of the most widely known cryptocurrencies alongside more established coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The cryptocurrency was created in 2013, named after a Shiba Inu dog featured as the subject of a meme. And the past few months have proved that despite its silly namesake and reputation, many crypto traders are taking Dogecoin very seriously, driving its market capitalization to the current $30 billion at the time the article is written. While this may seem shabby compared to $930 billion of Bitcoin in circulation, Dogecoin's price volatility over the past few months has made it a standout from its peers. The cryptocurrency started the year trading at around a half cent per coin, growing to a high of 42 cents on the 19th. That's over 18,000%. While traditional cryptos have increasingly attracted the attention of institutional investors over the past year, Dogecoin is often associated with the sophomoric crowd that populates various subreddits and Discord chats. The Doge frenzy appears to be driven by the rallying enthusiasm of its self-proclaimed evangelists using memes and hashtags to encourage increased trading overactivity. Over the past week, in attempts to rally the price, some Doge devotees took to their online communities to share variations of the coin's memes. Then it talks about 420, but it ends with this, guys. The article ends with this. In order for any commonly traded crypto to become widely adapted for payments, they will need to reach a price stability, which seems less likely for Dogecoin of the other major coins, but that's changing. That's changing very rapidly. This has led some to speculate that it is more reasonable to compare cryptocurrencies to traditional commodities such as gold and silver rather than fiat. If non-stable cryptocurrencies are to be accepted as the new commodities, then there is less reason to dismiss them as an ephemeral fad or bubble with an imminent expiration date. And in that case, if there is a space for Bitcoin and Ethereum as the gold and silver of the future, then why not have Dogecoin as the new copper? I thought that was summed up pretty fairly at the end there. He gave a lot. He got a couple small things wrong there, but overall I think it was pretty well written. Certainly more well written than a lot of the corporate press does when covering Dogecoin, guys. Let me see if I got any other stories that I haven't covered here in my notes for you guys. I don't think so. Let me check what's going on in the chat. Oh, you guys are mysteriously quiet. I guess you're all just attentively listening, which is fine too. So It's All Risky tweeted something out pretty cool earlier tonight, so I'm going to go to that. It's All Risky said this is going to be a historic year for Dogecoin. And he also said Dogecoin shot up so fast when it went from 6 cents to 42 cents. What makes you think it won't shoot up just as fast for our next run up? That's what Nick has been talking about. That's what Nick and I have been talking about a lot lately. It's very possible. So the average big Doge runs have been going, every 2 to 3 months it shoots up like 500% on average. So it's pretty hard to beat that kind of frequency, you guys. And so if the future is going to be if the past rather is going to be any indication of the future, it's not outside the realm of possibility to think it's possible for Doge to break out within the next 2 months and increase another 400% or so. It's certainly possible if it stays on track to its previous MV algorithms, right? Super duper Hank, I think the whales will push Dogecoin to all-time highs before May 8th. SNL, thus heavily selling may occur before then. I don't think it will go down to 5 cents, but maybe a new resistance. That's quite possible, Hank. There could be to all-time new high before May 8th. I mean, you might be right. You could be right. In anticipation of SNL, right? Many times what we see is sometimes the anticipation and the market value achievement is greater than the actual event day, right? So we saw that bump come early for 420. That came early the night before. The same usually happens for Binance when they announce a new listing. The price goes up higher, and the big event is before the actual day that coin gets listed. And it could be the same thing as SNL. So yeah, we'll see. That's fair. Celeste says, Steve, did you listen to the OK Coin Doge party launch? It was sort of informative. No, I didn't get to that. I'll have to watch it later. I was just too busy show prepping. Welcome, Jonathan. Jonathan Jaramillo says 80 cents. Predicting 80 cents. Awesome. Let's see here. We're trading kind of sideways right now. Let me bring in like a more detailed chart for you guys. Just a moment. I'm gonna bring in a different chart for you guys so we can see a little bit more detail what's going on. And let me readjust this a bit. Smidge too big. That should be just about right. There we go. I'm going to shrink it even a little bit more, guys. Sorry, I'm having a hard time just adjusting this just right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so this is the 1 minute chart. As you can see, there is a green candle that just formed a bit ago. And so we'll see where it goes from here. There's a second green candle forming here. That's a good sign. And, hopefully we can see get over 32 cents again and beyond. But overall, we've been trading sideways between 30 cents and 32 cents the whole day and most of yesterday. And that's a really good thing. That's a good sign. You definitely, the bottom line is we are leveling up, right? We're leveling up in the floor. And the fact that we're stabilized now around 30 cents is excellent and an excellent achievement. And plenty of reason to be optimistic about the Doge at a new floor of 30. And that sets up Dogecoin really nice for the next. This sets up Dogecoin very nicely for the next time it pumps, because this is a great floor to launch off of. Ben coming in with "That's what she said." I never get tired of that "That's what she said" jokes, and Michael from The Office doesn't either. Super Hank says, "Steven, whatever happened to King Bahala?" His channel is no more. And yeah, he ran that channel. It wasn't my channel, but he did have me as a frequent co-host on there. So I'm thankful for that opportunity. But I left a little bit before the channel went down, and I just felt compelled to go in a new direction, my own direction. And I'm not really sure what he's up to these days. But I'm glad you found the new channel, man. Ira says could be some fun in a few hours. I agree. Kylo says I have Dunder Mifflin shirts. What's your guys' favorite Office episode? I think one of my favorites is Threat Level Midnight, where Michael premieres his short film Threat Level Midnight. That's definitely one of my favorites. The channel was taken down by YouTube. I don't quite know why. I don't know why. I was told, I think it was maybe copyright issues, but I'm not entirely sure. It wasn't my channel, so I don't know. Ooh, the Boston Strangler. Will Ferrell shaving for a power move. Oh, Prison Mike. That was really... Prison Mike. Awesome. Thank you, Hank. Oh, Celeste, never seen The Office. You are out of here. Dethroned, demodded. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Celeste. We love you. We love you. Oh, Benihana Christmas. That is one of my favorites too, where they go to Benihana, and then they take a couple of the waitresses to the work party, and then Michael can't tell them apart, and so he marks one on the hand. Yeah, Dwight is a. I mean, you can't argue with that being your favorite character. Dwight Schrute, you can't argue with that, man. I'm trying to think who my favorite Office character is. I think I like... I really like Andy. I think Andy is really funny. Dwight is hard to beat. I think a lot of people pick Dwight, but I think Andy's really funny. The Schrute Beet Farm, yes. Stanley. Yeah, Stanley's face reactions are pretty hard to beat. Now Stanley, he's not in the episodes as much, but yeah, Stanley's hard to beat. It's hard to beat those facial expressions. Someone said, I like when James Spader came on the show. Actually, James Spader was awesome. I really like those episodes. That one season that he was on, I think is really underrated. I think the writing was really good. And I think he was incredibly funny. I think James Spader was incredibly funny as Robert California. Someone said, break me off a piece of that applesauce. Kyle was talking about the fire drill episode. Yeah, the total meltdown, the total freak out over the fire drill. Pretty hard to beat that, guys. Football cream. And welcome, Clifton, by the way. Robert California. Robert California was a very philosophical man. And he intimidated everybody. Here's an unpopular opinion for The Office. I actually liked Jim's first girlfriend better than Pam. Break me off a piece of that fancy feast. Robert California. Yes, Lizard King. Yeah, totally. Mike was actually the main character. Fun fact, yep. Here comes a big green candle coming in, guys. See if we can make something of it. Big green candle coming in. Shooting high, way up to the sky. Puts us into the 31-cent hemisphere. See if it can last. See if we can get some tread. See if we can get up to 32 cents again. Yeah, a lot of buy and sells going on right now, guys. Karen. Karen was, I liked Karen a lot. I thought she was a better girlfriend for Jim than Pam. Pam wasn't the best girlfriend to Jim, if you recall. She was like, always stressing him out. And then she started flirting with one of the cameramen towards the end. One of the cameramen, she started flirting with one of the cameramen towards the end. And like, almost had a thing with him. Not good. Toby, is a pretty underrated character. Poor Toby. Everybody hated Toby. Toby could get no love. Nobody was nice to Toby. Snoop saying Doge to $1. Let's check it out. Let's see if Snoop tweeted out anything. They didn't tweet it out recently, but as we know, Snoop Dogg is a huge Dogecoin fan. He came out with that incredible, 1 minute music video with a Shiba Inu dog and in an astronaut outfit, and they're flying around in space and all that. Yeah, that's really cool. That video was really awesome. Why don't we show that? I'm going to bring that video actually on the screen shortly. Of course, I can't have it with the music on due to obvious copyright reasons. But I am going to bring it on the screen. If you just give me a moment, guys. I'm going to import this thing. This is pretty incredible. If you haven't seen this very Doge-centric 1 minute music video with Snoop Dogg. I'm just going to let it play a couple times, guys, while we talk. Toby is the Scranton Strangler, yes. When Jim puts Dwight's resume on the web, I like that episode where I forget who, but somebody made, yeah, that was the Scranton Strangler. Somebody made a wanted poster of a rough sketch of what the Scranton Strangler looked like, and it was Dwight. Todd Packer was the best and worst character. Todd Packer was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. He was such a jerk. He played the arrogant jerk like character perfectly. Todd Packard. Guys, this is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live. It is about 20 after the hour of midnight where I am. If you're out on the West Coast, you're looking at about 20 after the hour of 10 p.m. Of course, you're on the East Coast or in Florida. You are moving into those real Doge after dark hours, near none on 1:30 a.m. We're just hanging out, having some fun now. Went through all the news and stories for the day. Nick Ball's Dogecoin Millionaire joined us earlier. And yeah, now we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out, folks. If you're new, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Feel free to subscribe and join our ranks. Also, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, feel free to do so. It really helps. And lastly, if you'd like to support the show through Superchat, that's always bigly appreciated. And you can do that obviously through YouTube or through the Stream Elements link pinned to the top of the chat. And what are you watching on the screen right now? You're watching Snoop Dogg or Snoop Doge. And this is a 45-second music video that came out just last week, featuring a Shiba Inu Doge dog. And if you look closely, look right here, guys. The dog actually has an astronaut outfit that says Doge on it. It says Doge emblazoned on the oxygen tank of the dog. If you look closely, it says Snoop Doge on the dog. So I think this is a very funny, creative, well done effort. Jeremy Abbott coming in with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Jeremy Abbott. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the support, man. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Much love, Doge family. Thank you, Dogecoin tweet. Newegg Twitter, what about it? Did Newegg Twitter just tweet something new, or? I know that Newegg takes Dogecoin now, and they're a massive computer company. Yeah, so Newegg tweeted out about 40 minutes ago, and thank you for the news tip on that, guys. And thank you to someone else, Diamond Paws, who shot it in my inbox. But it says, Newegg tweeted this out. They said, send her over the moon for Mother's Day by getting flowers using Doge. She may not have approved the investment, but she may. Wow, I get it. Seriously, we sell flowers with Doge. Awesome. So you can buy flowers to order for your mom for Mother's Day using Doge, and then it says thanks to Dogecoin Militia. I didn't know there's a Twitter profile called Dogecoin Militia. It's pretty popular, but sounds a bit militant for me. So yeah, I'm clicking the link right now, and sure enough, it clicks a link for farm fresh flowers for your mother, and you can check out with obviously the usuals, but you can also check out and purchase those flowers with Doge. Will O says, a few months ago, I attended a Snoop concert via VR sponsored by Facebook venues, and it looked like Snoop had a Doge D on his MacBook while he was DJing. Oh, awesome. So he had like a Doge sticker on his MacBook, it sounds like. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, guys, we're hovering just a little under 31 cents right now. Still just trading sideways. Still just trading sideways. You need BitPay to pay with Doge on Newegg. Ah, yeah. I see. Thank you for that, Carlos. Snoop Doge. Snoop Doge Doge. All right, gang. Who's waiting for Saturday Night Live on May 8th? We all are. We are waiting with bated breath in anticipation. I think a lot of people are. People that are into Doge and not even into cryptocurrency alike, because they know, we all know that Elon's up to something, and it's not going to be a conventional affair by any means. Sideways trading for a week is healthy. Absolutely correct, Carlos. Absolutely correct. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect for SNL, but I do think there is something Doge related in the works with one of the skits. Yeah, Carlos is absolutely right. Crazy spikes makes it too unstable. Having spikes, and sometimes where it goes parabolic for a few rounds, or for a day or even two, is fun, and that's great. That helps establish a new floor. But you don't want to keep doing that, because then that means things get too volatile and can shoot down the same way they shot up. You know, it makes it more likely to do that. So riding the stability. I mean, think about this, guys. Before we rose from a penny to 2 pennies, and then we started riding and averaging between 4.7 cents and 6 cents for a couple months before we broke out again. But when we break out really big. So it just takes patience, guys. It can't be all super balls to the wall exciting at all hours, all times. But, I do my best to make this general space exciting and fun in between. I'm going to watch SNL while listening to The Real Deal. Good choice, Gustavo. Good choice. I predict he's something Miley soon. Kathy Wood says the longer the sideways, the bigger the jump, or something like that. Yeah. Marino, I wouldn't doubt it. Secondly, Kathy Wood does express that very similar sentiment often, and I think she's correct. I think Kathy Wood, I have a very high opinion of her and her predictions. So I agree with that. Yes, correct. Extra dimensional. Elon likes to be cryptic. Always. Always. Always, gang. That's how he rolls. Folks, we are at 1,880 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 1,900 tonight. 1,900. Let's make that a goal. I think that's a very doable goal. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, or if you've just been hanging out and lurking and you haven't subscribed, or if you've been watching every darn day but have just forgotten to subscribe, do that. Do that right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell on all so you'll never have to miss Doge After Dark ever again. Oh yeah, voice to text can really mess with you sometimes. I don't like when people put a little Doge to $1 in 24 hours just for views and likes. We need to make realistic Doge to $1 and put the third. But yeah, totally agree. Marcus Fidel. Guys, there are way too many streamers, and you're seeing it now. You're seeing more Dogecoin related streamers just kind of hop on board. A lot more Johnny come lightlys now, which is, it's a normal part of the process. I'm not against it, but with the the more popular Doge becomes, the more people try to stream about it. And some of these kids with these channels, they'll put the most ridiculous video titles on it. And like Carlos said, Dogecoin to $1 in 24 hours. Or they'll say, become a Dogecoin millionaire, become a Dogecoin millionaire today, I saw one said. And all sorts of outlandish claims. If you see video titles like that, it's generally a good idea to steer clear of channels like that. I like to have very optimistic titles, but they're all based in reality. And I think we do a really good job here of laying out factually why I title the videos the way that I do, and break it down logically and statistically. Dogecoin tweets says, I think after SNL we could see 60 to 80 cents, just predicting. You never know. I have no post SNL predictions. I'm not sure. Okay, I will check that out. C. Moreno. Thank you. I will check it out. I don't know who follows David Gokestein. I like that guy. He's a Forbes financial counselor, but he's also a really big crypto guy, crypto personality. Pretty popular channel, or pretty popular Twitter. And he tweets a lot. And he tweeted out earlier today. He's a big fan of Doge, among some various other cryptos, but he tweeted this out this morning. By the way, Doge, the meme coin, the joke of a cryptocurrency, has now become the go-to crypto for those trying to get into the space. Ultimately, the people decide what is valued and what isn't. Just ask the US dollar. Here's the mic back. Spot on observation. I will say, Redacted says, I will say being on the Dogecoin train has taught me much about patience when it comes to investing and not about panicking. That's awesome. Yeah, SNL hasn't really done it for me in a while. Carlos, thank you, man. And I agree again with what you said, Carlos. Thank you. C. Marino says, Matt Wallace in the morning, Steven Steele at night is the way. Awesome. Thank you for that, C. Marino. Appreciate it. Guys, I'll be back in literally 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Matt for the morning, Steven Steele by night, someone else said. Yeah, I love Matt. I'm friends with Matt, and yeah, we keep in contact. We actually do a small YouTube channel together. It's a small new project called Above the Line, and it's basically highlight clips from both his show and mine. And he peeks his head in here sometimes, so you never know when he's gonna pop his head in here and say hi. Carlos says, we the people give Doge value. Nobody else. Yeah, I mean, I've expressed this, sentiment on the show, on Twitter. If enough people decide that Doge is worth $1, it's going to be worth $1. If enough people decide Doge is worth $1.50, it's going to be worth $1.50, and so on. Vampire Kangaroo, welcome. Better late than never, my friend. George says, I have 100% faith, but that does just don't want to overspend. I wish I could. I understand. Yep, totally understand. I get it. Yep, guys. Still just trading sideways. It's gonna be boring, probably for a couple. It's probably, who knows. It's boring, but it's good. But it's good news. It's like the good kind of boring that you want. If we get making predictions as time goes on, we will all be all right. That's what Doge needs to go. Doge needs to go up. Yes, correct. Time. I agree. Bang stun. Yeah, pretty well stated there. Yep, I know what you're saying. I get it. By teaching and involving friends, family members, coworkers, peers is how we will rise. Yes. That's part of it. Expect the unexpected. Yep. This summer, get ready. Let's see who we got in the chat here. This summer, get ready. Several people who have experienced a close encounter of the first kind, witnessing UFOs flying through the sky, subsequently haunted by a mountain-like image of a head of a Doge. This person becomes obsessed, discovering the Doge and what it represents, putting a severe strain. Meanwhile, government agents from around the world have a close encounter of a second kind, discovering physical evidence of outerworldly Doges in the form of military vehicles that went missing for decades, suddenly appearing out of nowhere. This summer, get ready to be on the edge of your seat with Doge Encounters of the First Kind, starring Carlos Fidel, Jonathan Marino, and Celeste. Rated R. All right, guys. Siraj, hopefully I'm not mispronouncing your name. Siraj. He says, "Hi, Steven. How are you doing, man? Thanks for all your information on Dogecoin. You rock, bro." Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, and always like connecting with viewers new and old. So awesome. Thank you, man. And I'm doing pretty good. I think the Doge is doing pretty good too. How much taxes you pay on crypto? Yeah, you just need a good. You can pay a lot if you're not careful. For like I always say, and Nick says the same thing. If you're cashing out, right? If you're cashing out on a coin, and you're ready to collect your earnings at a certain level, if those earnings are substantial anyway, you want to leave it in limbo for like a year. So let's say you use Voyager like I do. By the way, Voyager is my favorite trading app. And if the reason why I like it is because it's very intuitive. It's very easy to navigate. It's very fast. The transaction speeds are very quick. It's super quick to deposit money from your bank onto the app. It happens like in 2 minutes, literally. And everything gets expedited really quickly. And it's really easy to use. So Voyager's actually become more popular in the United States, or I can't quantify that. Let me be as accurate as I can. They're more downloaded now. Voyager's a more downloaded app in the United States than Coinbase and Robinhood right now. So the bad news is a waiting list. The good news is I got a partnership code because I love Voyager. And with my partnership code, most people get approved within 24 hours. And then you get $25 in free Bitcoin if you use my code. And when you start trading. So if anyone's interested in that, I'm going to put my Voyager partnership code in the chat. So yeah, as I was saying, for like my bigger cash outs, what you want to do, like let's say on Voyager, you want to cash out your BTT or your Tron, because you're happy with your earnings and you want to just hedge your bets there. And so if it's a lot, if it's not so much, I wouldn't worry about it. But if it's a lot, let's say you made $15,000 in profit off of Storm or Tron, cash out on the app, but then wait a whole year before you deposit that into your bank account. Because if you can wait a full year before actually transferring that money into your bank account, your capital gains taxes are going to be a fraction of what they are if you cashed out within the year. Is Pythony Gal still a guest on here? She hasn't been a guest on my new show. I asked her to come on one time, but she said she had no filter and that she couldn't guarantee that she could behave within the YouTube terms of service. And I can't risk that with my new channel, you guys. I love Pythony, by the way. I can't risk getting a strike. But she's great. Voyager actually does have a wallet in it now. Doge wallet, that's what you're saying. That's coming very soon, actually. There's a Doge wallet will be coming to Voyager really soon. They're working on it right now. And so you'll be able to send and receive Doge pretty soon. Bang Stun said, I like BlockFi for crypto. Earn interest on BlockFi. Yeah, BlockFi is great for interest. Again, Voyager's got incredibly good interest rates. Actually, you get 9 to 10% interest on USDC, which is the US stable coin. It's a stable coin basically means it's backed by assets, so it never fluctuates in price. So it's just the USDC is worth exactly what the dollar's worth. So what I did is I took most of my savings account out of my bank and I just put it into Voyager under USDC, and now I'm collecting 9 to 10% interest. Because that's not money I'm doing anything with anyway. Yeah, I can't put my whole channel at risk. Yeah, the Robinhood wallets I do believe they're going to be coming soon, and obviously that's going to be really good for Doge, really big for Doge. Scott says, Steven Steele, check out 3-month chart for BTC. Looks like it's due for a movement around 70K in the next 2 weeks. Wow. Yeah, I will check out again the 3-month chart. I haven't even looked that far out on Bitcoin in a while. I check pretty regularly on it out of the 1 month, which wasn't telling me that, but I'll check the 3-month and see what you're talking about, Scott. It's certainly possible. Yeah, that's a pretty good interest price for USDC on BlockFi, but it's a little better in Voyager. I know a guy who mined over 300K Doge and sold last year for $200. Ouch. Ouch. I bet he's kicking himself. Yeah, a lot of profiting in both stocks and crypto is just having the discipline to wait. Just having the discipline to wait. Yes, correct. Guys, we breached through 31 cents, so that's good. That's a good sign. Guys, if any of you don't follow me on Twitter, I love staying connected with my audience on there. So I think most of you are probably already following me on Twitter, but a few of you, if you don't, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter and stay connected. I am pretty active over there, and my DMs are open for questions. And if you got any news tips too. Carlos says Steve will leaving the gains in Robinhood buying power for a year. The same thing when it comes to capital gains. Will leaving the gains in Robinhood buying power for a year? Yes. Yes. Slow and steady wins the race, ladies and gentlemen. Dogecoin tweet, I'm going to slide in one day. Okay. All right. Yeah, actually, Gary might be correct there. That's one of the things that I don't like about Robinhood, is I think Gary might be right, that the moment you sell your stock or your crypto, it becomes a taxable event before you even put it in your bank, and that's an important distinction to understand, right? In a platform. Because that's very that could really cause you to owe a lot more in taxes than you could. Am I late? Yes, you're definitely late. That's why you guys gotta hit those notification bells. Put all in the notification bell, so you know exactly when I go on. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Uphold personally. Yep. All right. I don't know if I have any mods left in the chat. Maybe Celeste is hanging out. Mark Cuban bet is amusing, yeah. Definitely. Mark Cuban has been really going to town on Twitter, on Doge's behalf and crypto's behalf, really. He's just been really tearing it up on Twitter. That guy is a mad lad. Mark Cuban. He's all over the NBA Top Shots, man. The NFT NBA Top Shots. Mark Cuban's all over that scene. Of course he is. He owns the Mavs. Thank you, Diamond Paws. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. Guys, I think I'm going to wind this stream down. This has been awesome. Been going for about 3 hours here. But thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you haven't subscribed or hit that notification bell, do both of those things immediately. That's all I got for now. Thanks again, each and every one of you for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you know anyone that would enjoy this show, feel free to share it with them. And we're just going to keep growing this channel together. We've been growing pretty steadily for being a channel only a month old. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty good for considering we've only been around a month. At that, guys, I am going to bid you adieu. This is Steven Steele signing off, and I'm going to leave you with the official intro/outro to the show, and we'll see you real soon. Take care, y'all.